I hear that. And again, in today's world, events, I'll use the metaphor, the vehicle and vessel
Mhm.
spaces. You know, you've seen chief event officer thrown out,
Yep.
and there is a lot of a strong movement, a lot of energy and good positive energy. And I think at the right time around activations and engagement and meaningful connections at events. And I've seen event professionals, as you say, across all verticals, all industries plug into this. There is a balance in an artisanal way as a carpenter or an artist or a sculptor or a painter. You're creating that space
Mhm.
for people to have this real meaningful connection that ultimately, bringing it back to better up, ultimately will create transformation as people connect at an event,
Mhm.
whether it's on business, personal level, or both. They'll be able to, maybe do a transaction or mentor or support one another in that way. I often find sometimes there are designs and activations and experiences that overshadow the core virtue of
Mhm.
the human connection. So you come in and it's almost like a distraction from, again, you don't want to shove the insurance or whatever
Yeah.
brand product down their throat, but at the same time, we're going to have XYZ activation and it's stimulating and everything. But then it's actually a detour
To distract
from
them.
some meaningful connection.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I totally understand. I'll give you a good example of, and I'm not just saying this because I work for the company. I'm honestly saying this because it's truly how I felt. In fact, I experienced the event as an attendee as part of my first week with BetterUp, but I attended Uplift, which is our flagship event every year. And I kid you not, I have never experienced a conference in my life that did such a great job of blending brand, product, networking, and emotion. It was truly mind blowing.
And if
Um,
I may just say, among the world of connect, engage,
yeah,
all these names, uplift actually just sounds
yeah,
fresh,
right, right. Yeah,
just on the most simple semantical way, just
yeah.
from that point of departure, I'm already in,
And I'll tell you now, it's as cheesy as this may sound, you really do feel uplifted while you're there. I have never experienced a conference where there is such a healthy intersection of EQ and IQ, and you feel it across every person you walk past, across every networking experience, the conversations you overhear, the smiles, the energy is just so positive. And you don't have to jeopardize or you don't have to reduce the brand or the product or the content to make that happen. Like I think
right.
sometimes we go into these events and we're like, oh, let's just, you know, have this band perform, have Blink 182 hit the stage and then have this A-list celebrity hit the stage and then just give people a bunch of swag and everybody will be happy. And that works for some brands, right? But it's very, very unique when you can find a conference that blends all of the key components of the human interaction so well. And I kid you not, Uplift did such an amazing job. I left that experience motivated, encouraged, excited. I almost had to ask my boss, like, what do you need me for? Like, I
Right.
kid you not. I started to scratch my head in the Uber to the airport, like, what do they need me for? Because this was an
Right.
amazing production.
You're like,
So
and now I'm here for what
exactly.
exactly?
But I say all that to say I totally agree with you that sometimes we get too caught up in the glitz and the glamour and the fun stuff, and we overcompensate for some of the basics that people want, right? Sometimes people just want to sit at a fireside with some s'mores and just
Mhm.
give them a topic to talk about and let people
Yeah.
just talk freely, right?
And maybe in that simple case, s'mores, how you give the topic to talk about, there might be an opportunity there to be really creative. I've seen
Yeah,
buttons or
intentional.
cards,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
choose it at registry. That's something, but the
yeah.
how is
Yep,
not the protagonist. You
yep.
know what I mean?
I absolutely know what you mean, and I think that people are going to have to get better at that because attendees are getting smarter. They can start to see through the smoke and mirrors when it comes to these conferences and what people are really trying to throw at them. And so we as events professionals, we have to get smarter and more intentional in how we connect with our stakeholders around building some of these experiences to make sure that people are not looking at our attendee list or looking at our registration sites and calling BS, right?
Yeah.
registration fees are going up. The cost to travel is going up.
Food and
Um,
beverage,
Food and beverage is
hotels,
going up.
round trip.
Going up. People are
Uh,
starting families. People can't be away from their families for so long. So to get someone out of their home to spend money, travel, be away from their family, you have to put something very compelling and very genuine in front of them.
yeah,
It can't be a bunch of smoke and mirrors. You can't put lipstick on an ugly pig. You have to make sure that whatever you're selling per se, or whatever you're trying to attract them to, that it's real. And when they step foot on site, that they feel it instantly. And it's going to be a struggle moving forward, especially we're in a time now where people have so much access to things, right? You can't hide behind a bad review anymore because people can't find it. You go on Instagram or you go on TikTok or you go on X or Twitter, whatever it's called now, and you can quickly find feedback reviews on any type of experience, right? We don't have that time to go from experience to reviews and try to clean it up, right?
that's
Like
right.
it's instant. People
Yeah,
go on live and they will instantly share an experience. So we just have to be better at intentionality and being genuine in what we're putting in front of people
yeah.
and making sure we deliver on what we promise.
Yeah, and simple can be potent, but
Yeah.
simple doesn't have to be simplistic. I don't know, I'm playing with words a little
No, it's
bit.
true.